What's up guys, Aiden here, Aiden Landscaping. Welcome back to another video. And today in this video, I think I've plugged you guys for long enough. We're finally getting to renovation. In this video, I got to catch you up to where I am currently, where we're going to go ahead and get started with seeding. But first, I got to show you these modifications I've made to the backyard. If you haven't seen this entire playlist I plugged you guys with, I will leave a link in the top right hand corner as well as linked in the description down below. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so I'm going to give you the quick how and why and I put in an irrigation system. So the why is I wanted to get water to the backyard just like I do to the front yard. And the how, I bought a 100-foot hose, cut it in half at 50 foot and spliced it together. And I put a stake there and a stake at the end. And I put 200 pop-up rotators on there. Made it look really, really good. I'll put some images or anything I have over top of the screen to show you how good it looked, how green it looks, how much more green it was after I put in the irrigation system. So with that, that's really all I had to do. Really simple, really easy. Highly suggest you guys should put one in. If you have not put one in, I'll leave a link in the top right hand corner to a video I did on how to put one in. Go ahead and talk about seed. So you can pick any seed of choice. My choice was the GCI Tall Fescue seed. First off, before we get into any of it, I want to take a big thanks to thank Mr. Pete Denny with GCI Turf. Pete, if you're watching this, thank you so much for the seed. It worked really great, as you guys will see in a future upcoming update video. Anyway, let's get into seed. So when you pick your seed, we want to see that there's at least one or more variety of seed. Unless you're seeding pure Kentucky bluegrass or pure tall fescue, then you want that single blend. But for me, I wanted there to be multiple blends in case something happens to the one. Then you want to see that their germination rate is higher than 85%. That means that out of all the seed in the bag, 85% or more of that seed is going to go ahead and germinate and take. Then you want to look at weed seed and other crop seed. Ideally, you want those to be 0.00%. Sometimes in other seeds like Pennington from Home Depot, you'll find 0.05% or 99.9% weed free. That means there's still weeds in the bag. And that could germinate foxtail, crabgrass, chickweed, dandelions, any of those type weeds could come up from that. That is not good, and that is not something you want in your lawn. So then you want to look at when the seed was tested. I did take a clip of this. It was tested, the GCI seed was tested this July 7, 2019, and I applied it in September. It was 2 months after test date. So the closer you can get to test date, the better quality of seed, which will go back to how it germinates. The closer you get to test date, the better it'll germinate. All the better there. So if you have seed from the previous year, your germination rate's going to climb down because you've kept that seed in your garage for that much longer. So the closer you can use the seed to the germination rate, the better blend, the higher quality the seed is going to be. The seed blend you pick is really up to yourself. It really doesn't matter as long as you can see that those things are in compliance with what I just said and are similar in results. So you want to see that all your seed meets that criteria. That way you know you're getting a high quality, good blend of seed. Now I do apologize for calling this a renovation because it's really not a renovation. A renovation would be me tearing up the entire ground and starting fresh from there with new topsoil and all that. This is more a rejuvenation. It's bringing it back to life. It's seeing what the lawn currently has and how much more I can give it. So I do apologize for that. If that confused any of you, I will not be titling videos that way anymore. Now obviously these two, irrigation and seeding, have to relate somehow. So now we're going to talk about how you have to set your irrigation system when seeding. So ideally you want to water to keep your seed moist all the time. So for me, that's going to be watering 3 times a day 6, 12, and 3 for 15 to 20 minutes every time. You don't need that much water because you're watering that much every day. That's every single day of the week. You can set your system to do that. Your seed will always stay moist and germinate faster because you have that plus starter fertilizer. Stay tuned for next week's video. We're going to go more in depth into starter fertilizer and the rest of the materials you need and how to perform that service. Now we need to talk about how much seed your lawn needs. So if you're starting over, as I previously said, with a complete renovation, you're going to want to go at 10 pounds per thousand with your seed. That's any type of seed. Seed type doesn't matter there. Then if your lawn is okay and you're just doing it, you have some bare spots, you want to seed at 5 to 7 pounds per thousand. And if you're just overseeding for the fun of it, to just do an overseeding, which I don't really recommend you do, because if your turf is super thick, you don't need to make it thicker because it'll eventually just kill off turf as it's crowding out way too much. But if you just want to do it and you have some bare spots and you think it could be beneficial, then I would do 3 to 5 pounds per thousand. Keep it really light. Now, seed is a really small, so make sure that your seed is super duper thin. Now, when applying seed, you want to get good coverage. So I will show you here, but you want to have nice even coverage across the ground. So that's usually a nice even spread of seed. Usually they're about 1/4 inch apart. That'll give you a nice fill-in of your turf. Now, as I said before, seed granulars are really small. Now, Kentucky bluegrass is really small, but tall fescue is bigger. So that's how you can tell the two apart. Usually tall fescue seed is the bigger sized grain, whereas Kentucky bluegrass seed is the smaller sized grain. I have never seeded with any types of other seed like Bermuda seed, so I'm not really sure how the size grain for that type of seed is. And as for walking and mowing on your lawn, you want to keep walking on your lawn down to a minimal for 3 weeks after seeding, at least till after you see germination, and you do not want to mow until after 2 weeks after the seed is germinated. Not 2 weeks after you've applied the seed, but 2 weeks after it's germinated. Because you could apply it, if you're doing Kentucky bluegrass seed, sometimes that takes 21 days to germinate, so you could wait 3 weeks after you put the seed down, and then your Kentucky bluegrass seed has only been growing for a week. So that is not ideal. But if you have other seed and you know when it comes up and keep on top of it, then you're okay to get on it and mow at the 2 week mark. Stay tuned for next week's video where we're going to go into depth about all the fertilizers in the yard and how I split that section up. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I will get back to you. Otherwise, I can have other people answer them. But I'm going to go ahead and leave some links in the description down below to some videos of some other lawn care YouTubers who have done really good renovations this fall. They can also help answer any questions that I can't. So if you have any questions, please stay tuned to next week's video or leave them in the description down below. But with that, I'm Aiden from A's Lawn Landscaping. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Alright guys, I'm coming at you as real as it gets. I'm at my dad's house, in case you were wondering what lawn this is. Today is October 6th, Sunday, the morning of before you guys will see this video. But this is his lawn, and that was a ditch we did some work on the other day. But you guys are just going to have to wait for a few weeks till I run down, finish up all the content over at my house to get done. But I actually filmed all this footage you guys saw, and I lost the SD card at school for this project, so I had to get my camera here and refilm the whole thing. I think it turned out just as good, but you guys will never know the difference because you'll never see the old footage. Hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.